5 Disney parks that were never built. Disney has 12 parks worldwide, with more to come. However, did you know that there were plans for further parks, but they were never realized? Westcott, Disney Sea, Disney's Riverfront Square, MGM Studios Europe, and Disney America were a few of these concepts. Number 1. Walt Disney's Riverfront Square. The second Disney park after Disneyland was Walt Disney's Riverfront Square, a planned theme park in St. Louis, Missouri. Walt claimed he had no ambitions to open parks elsewhere after the construction of Disneyland. But in 1963, Walt had a meeting with the mayor of St. Louis to go over ideas for a new amusement park along the riverfront. The park would have been part of the redevelopment of the city for the city's bicentennial. The park fell through for several reasons, but Imagineers drew up plans and designs for new attractions for the parks. The entrance of the park would have been similar to Main Street USA, but one side of the street would have been Old St. Louis and the other based on Old New Orleans. Some of the classic Disney attractions that were conceived for the park later became Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, and the Western Riverboat Ride, later incorporated into Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Other attractions included, a Lewis and Clark Adventure, a ride based on the folk legend Mike Fink, an opera house, an aviary, an attraction based on the Merrimack Caverns on Missouri, a ride based on Davy Crockett, a Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and dark rides based on Peter Pan, Snow White, and Pinocchio. Number 2, Disney Sea, Port Disney. Disney Sea was intended to be a piece of the Port Disney complex in Long Beach, California. It was an ocean-themed amusement park. A booklet explaining the intentions for Disney Sea was delivered to local people and served as the park's first public introduction. The world's final great frontier, the ocean, is the focus of Disney Imagineers' exploration of mythology, romance, difficulties, and mysteries, according to the park's master plan. Disney Sea would remove barriers between our guests and the sea and be both entertaining and instructive. Disney Sea will be a magical location at the edge of the American continent and the Pacific Ocean. There were 2 phases to the construction of Port Disney. A proposed extension was to begin in 2010, and the original work was scheduled to take place between 1995 and 1999 for a 2000 opening. The Disney Sea theme park, 5 brand new resort hotels, a number of waterfront eateries, marina slips, for boat storage, a monorail connecting the city and port sides of the bay, and a cruise ship port were all included in Port Disney. The theme park specifically would have included Oceana, the architectural centerpiece that included a research center and an outreach center, Mysterious Island, a recreation of Atlantis with a suspended thrill ride called Nemo's Lava Cruiser, a boardwalk, Heroes or Harbor with rides themed for mythological adventurers, a Grecian village, and Venture Reefs, a Caribbean lagoon featuring artificial tropical reefs and a shark cage dive experience. The park never came to fruition, as Disney went forward with the plans for Westcott instead. Some of the concepts developed for Disney Sea were later used at Tokyo Disney Sea, which opened in 2001. Number 3, Westcott. A clone of Epcot called Westcott was envisioned for the location where California Adventure is currently. 7 Marvels of the World, 3 in Future World and 4 in the World Showcase, would have been present in Westcott. Future World would have contained 3 pavilions, Wonders of Land, Wonders of Living, and Wonders of Space. There were also plans for improved versions of the other Epcot Future World attractions. Most interestingly, Spaceship Earth would have been a near replica, but would have been painted gold. The World Showcase would have been grouped into regions rather than individual nations. The pavilions would have included an Americas Pavilion with the USA, Canada, and Mexico, Asia with China, Japan, and Indian architecture and a Chinese dragon roller coaster, Africa, with a whitewater rafting ride, outdoor entertainment, and an Egyptian palace, and Europe with a London area, a Paris model, and a boat cruise with audio animatronic scenes depicting Da Vinci, Michelangelo, and more. Sadly, the park was never built due to space issues and financial costs. Years later, California Adventure was built and Westcott was permanently put on hold. Number 4, Disney MGM Studios Europe. Disney, the second theme park for Disneyland Paris, MGM Studios Europe, eventually became Walt Disney Studios. The second Disneyland Paris park was originally intended to be another MGM Studios in 1990. In addition to restaurants, movie studios, and rides like those at MGM in Orlando, the park would have housed the headquarters of Euro Disney. One of the main attractions would have been a studio tram tour. 50% of the park would have been theme park, while the other 50% would have been a studio production set where live films were shown. You'll notice it closely reflects the Walt Disney Studios park. After the low attendance of Euro Disney, the plans for the second park were put on hold in 1992. Finally, Disneyland Paris gained popularity, and in 2002 the original MGM Studios plans opened as a scaled-down version called Walt Disney Studios. Number 5. Disney's America. Disney's America is probably the most intriguing park that was never built. Plans for Disney America, to be built near Haymarket, Virginia, were first revealed in 1993. The 3,000-acre historical theme park would have included 9 distinct regions that would have represented various eras in American history. The lands would have included Crossroads, USA, a Civil War-era village; a Native America featuring the history of the Native Americans; President's Square, featuring the history of the democracy and the Hall of Presidents attraction; Civil War Fort, featuring Civil War reenactments; We the People, a replica of Ellis Island, where guests would have lived the immigrant experience; Enterprise, an American factory town from the Industrial Revolution; Victory Field, featuring airplane hangars; State Fair, with a wooden roller coaster and a Coney Island-inspired area; and Family Farm, which would have been an authentic Midwestern-style farm. Imagineers had moved forward with this idea and designed renderings, models, and designs of the attractions and theming. They even created a model of the park. While state officials and local residents were generally in favor of the project, there was intense opposition from a group of historians and environmentalists. They thought the site was too close to the Manassas Civil War battlefield. Due to opposition and outcry against Disney, the project was cancelled in September of 1995. The park almost had a second chance when Knott's Berry Farm announced they were selling the amusement park and taking bids in 1995. However, despite Disney's excitement, the Knott family turned down the offer, fearing Disney would tear down too much of the park their parents built. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment and ring that bell.